Hello everybody, this is Chip. I'm home today, so I thought I'd do an educational type video for people wanting to know more or new people looking to learn more about the hobby. So I'm calling this video Deciphering Debitage. Okay, debitage is the remains of settlement evidence, more or less, of settlement campsites, things like that. So what do you want to see when you're out walking a field? Well, obviously you want to know that there's a water source nearby. Once you've established that, then you want to establish some high ground or higher ground that they might have stayed on. And when you're walking through a field, what would you most likely see to indicate that there's a campsite? So we're going to start here with fire-cracked rock. Now you can see how jagged these breaks are. A plow break would be much cleaner. And I do have some plow broken rocks. I don't know where they're at right now, but I do have some. But you can see some of these stones will be red on the outside. This granite will turn red. These are off a couple of different sites. You can see how rounded and smooth that is. These stones were in a river or a creek for a very long time because they're not naturally rounded and smooth like that laying out if they were on dry land the whole time. But these look like a hand grenade went off and it blew it apart, and that's exactly what happens. You see through the heating process, you get these cracks. And when the plow hits them, they break at those cracks. That's why it's called fire-cracked rock. This one here you can see a little bit better. It has that reddish-orange tinge to it. Oxidation, I don't know what you call it. But for here, my location, this is what we look for, is the granite and stuff they used. It's randomly broken. That's how it cracked. Like I said, a plow break is going to be real smooth break. That was the outside of the stone. You can see it too has a red tinge to it. But this is what you want to... You start seeing this, it's time to slow down. Because then you know that you're onto something. Okay? The next thing you want to see is chunks of material. Now this could have happened during, spalling of a nodule. A lot of times they start spalling, break off, and then when they heat treat it and they start working it, they break off and they look like this. Just chunks. You start seeing this. This is local stuff. This, maybe that's probably local too. But this is what you want to see. Start seeing material. Then you know that there was at least material there for them to work with. And if you haven't found an artifact by this point, the most telltale sign are man-made flakes. That's what these are. And you can see, and they get smaller than that. I've picked them up about that big before, little pressure flakes from when they're sharpening or finishing a point. And how do you know that these are man-made flakes? Well, you see this rise right here? That's called a bulb of force. This is the platform. Oh, trying to get the focus here, sorry. That rise right there is called a bulb of force. And that's where the Native Americans struck it. There's the platform right there. He drew it off of. You'll have that rise every time. More so than not. I mean, flakes get broken after they're drawn off, but you start seeing flakes that look like this, and it's got a huge hump right here. Like that, There's another example. There's the platform. And it gets bigger too. These are big billet flakes. This is a big billet flake. You can see right here. Here's the platform. You Struck it right off. You can see how it broke right off. There's another billet flake where the platform is just huge, and it more or less turned into a chunk, but because of this bulb of force right here, and you can feel it ripples right here, you know that was a big billet flake. You should always check these for edge work. Sometimes it's real small, but it might be there as micro flaking and stuff. So always pick up your flakes and look at them. There's the platform there. There's the bulb. There's the platform. Same here. This flake got broke after it was drawn, but you can see the hump right there, and then there's the platform. Same with this piece. There's your hump. There's the rest of it. There's your platform. So that's what man-made flakes look like. You start seeing that, then you know for sure you're on a site. This fire-cracked rock and this are telltale indicators. This is a good sign. You want to see that. That way you know material was there and available for them. But this is what you really want to see. You start seeing this, it's time to grid. Whenever you start seeing fire-cracked rock or man-made flake, pick a spot and start gridding. Okay, some of these are pretty small and thin, like this one. I pick up all my flakes. I pick them all up because you should. This one here has a small platform to it. Try to get to focus. You can see the little platform right there in the little bulb. That's how you know it's man-drawn. All these are man-drawn flakes. Every last one of them. But you start seeing that, good sign. Start seeing that, good sign. Good sign. These are the signs you want to see in the field. You don't see any of this, chances are there wasn't an encampment there. Or maybe the sand hill was taller at one time and they scraped it off to take the sand elsewhere, in which case all the artifacts would be gone. I've had a couple of sites that I suspect that as being the case because there's a natural creek that runs right through the field and there's a nice sand rise, but there is absolutely zero sign. And I suspect that those sand hills were higher at one time and was leveled off either by the farmer or the farmer sold the sand off and they came in and leveled, took it down and hauled the sand off, in which case there goes all your evidence, artifacts, whatever, gone. So anyhow, I hope that you guys find this video helpful for those that are new and getting into it or those that are just looking to know a little bit more. So if you got any questions, you want to have me do a video on something else, please leave it in the comments, and I will do my best to accommodate. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Have a great week. Bye-bye.